Here, you can exercise your rights to freedom every day without leaving your home. We don't just say, we do. It's the Stay in City way.
Hello and welcome to Real Talk with me, Anele. We're live on SABC3 and look, today there's just no time to waste. I'm handing over the stage on a silver platter, actually no, scratch that, on a gold platter to the one and only Refiloe. He's been all over the social medias and the news lately and we all know why. An estimated 68,000 of you were at a historic concert that has firmly cemented Cassper Nyovest in the history books as the first South African and African entertainer to put on a concert of this magnitude. The man of the moment, Cassper Nyovest, Mufasa, Refiloe, is here. But first, let's take a quick scroll through memory lane with shots from Saturday to see what was Refiloe Polo's destiny.
Maybe this is coming from my wrongs. I know I broke a lot of women's hearts before. I really thought that we would prove my niggas wrong, but they not, so we love and we learn. I used to think you are will be the soul in the air that I breathe. My heart and the love that I need. And you are my destiny. You are and you are will be the soul in the air that I breathe. My heart and the love that I need. And you are my destiny. I can feel it, I can feel the magic.
So, am I allowed to go? No,
Yeah, the show was actually cut short. Label M was about to get on stage.
Oh, I heard that the cops came and they were like, enough of this.
Yeah.
Okay, you said
ran
1
over
o'clock.
time. Yeah, so Label M was about to do that song, and that's the only painful thing that that I have from the night. It was gonna be so iconic.
Oh man.
He was right backstage, and it was just his moment. Then the cops came. I heard in my ear that we had to close the show, but it was amazing.
So, what if you don't close the show? Do they just switch at the main switch?
They actually ended up switching off my mic.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
It's cops, man.
Okay, so
What about having my body, sir?
how does that work? So your control, your sound control is not just your people, it's also the stadium's people, obviously.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on while we're on stage. There's stadium management, there's the sound engineers, there's the people who are doing the production, there's the stage. It's a lot.
And you can't throw like lines like, I paid 3 million to be here, you will not switch anything off.
Nah. That's the worst thing you could do.
Because?
They've got power. They can switch off like the power in the stadium.
Which could cause a stampede and panic, okay.
And you don't want that. The fact that, we had like 68,000 people in the building and we have no incidents, that's a blessing. So you don't want to do anything.
So who overlooks stuff like that? Stuff like security and making sure there's water and there's pies and there's hot dogs and there's slap cheeks.
Pies.
Yeah.
Ingagara pie.
Yeah?
I'm joking. There's a team. There's a team, man. There's a team. I've got an amazing team. Bridge Entertainment.
Yeah.
Bridge Entertainment had an amazing team. They put together a team. There was interns. There was Sibuma Bena, who was in charge of a lot of things. There was this guy called Tebza. He was also handling the jog. It was hectic.
So in the entire team, and you can include people who are not officially like on your team, but they're around you, whose job was it to keep you focused and calm and, as least stressed as possible? Because this was stressful. Filling up F&B Stadium was easily the most stressful thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
So whose
it
job?
should have been the most stressful, but I wasn't stressed.
Weren't you?
Yeah, there's a guy called Spike in the team. Yeah, he was like really helpful throughout. Like, he assisted me throughout everything. Like, so everything that I needed, I would call on to him. And then in terms of the actual production, there was a lady called Melissa from Formative. She was like my wife throughout this journey. We kind of like conceived this baby together. And I was so proud of what we ended up coming up with.
What do you mean you weren't stressed? I mean...
I wasn't. I was mad calm.
Wait, before, 2 weeks before, you didn't have sponsors. You had nothing. You were about to sell your Bentleys.
Yes, I didn't mind selling my Bentleys, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew that my dream is bigger than materials. I don't mind losing all this stuff. You know, my name will be remembered for the inspiration and the hope that I gave to people, not because of what I drove or the money I had. So I didn't mind. I was always calm, and I knew that God would eventually intervene. So,
but like, you're sitting there and it's 8 days, you're like, okay, God. Anytime.
No, I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah?
You know, it was a bit worrying at a point, but I don't remember a time thinking that it might not happen. You know, never.
Do you get like nightmares or like dreams that feel real when you sleep and you dream like you are at F&B Stadium and you woke out and there's nobody there?
Nah. I was sleeping throughout. Like, I was so calm. Even if you look at my interviews before, my tweets, I was telling people I'm so calm. And at first I was like, I don't know why I'm so calm, because it's actually pretty hectic.
Were you more stressed for Orlando than F&B?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Orlando was very stressful. The energy was wrong. Like, it was
what
just
does that
not,
mean?
I think I was just not fine myself. Like, the energy that I was putting out was not well balanced.
What was wrong with your energy? Were you going through a self-serving phase? Were you too full of yourself? Were you...
I was fighting with a lot of people. Like, I think, you know, like the media and, you know, people like airplay. And I was just going through a lot. And, you know, it was also like the second album curse, where like people were really in love with your first album. So your second album, like, people have mixed emotions because they had their own expectations of how it'll sound. So with this time, with the third album, I made an album that I really loved, and I didn't really care if people liked it or not. When I was making it, it was for me. And funny enough, people really accepted it well, and the energy was right. I didn't care about fights. People were fighting with me. I was singing diss tracks every 2 days. I was laughing. So it's like, hey, bro, you know, I've got actually serious issues to deal with. And my family was at my house. I didn't have like any girl drama. I was just at peace. All my friends were cool. Yeah, I was mad happy.
And okay, so in terms of you weren't fighting with anyone, we picked that up in the way when you left the radio interview. He was on my radio show this morning, and everyone was like, he's so much more calmer than he usually is. It's like he finally accepts how big of a celebrity he is, that he's reached that level where he can never go down. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you reached the highest score, and now it's the next one. Would you agree with that you're a lot calmer because your self-belief, although it was there before, but now it's just more relaxed in execution?
You know what's the thing? Like, faith and doubt don't mix at all. Like, even if you have a little bit of doubt and you trying to pretend that you believe in yourself, that doubt, it's like oil and water, they don't mix. So it's either you doubt yourself or
you have faith in yourself.
So right now I'm in a position where, like, I really, really believe in what I'm doing, and I know that it's for the good of me and my people. Like, I've finally found the balance between when I do things for me, and I'm completely honest when I do it for me, and I'm completely honest when I do it for people. So I've finally accepted my purpose, which is to inspire. And I've taken my role in life in general. So I'm cool. Like,
okay, so you tweet just buy the ticket, bro.
That's what, you know, that's another display of like emotional intelligence where because like that was mad random. Like, me and you don't speak, and And
okay, you and him don't speak, but here's how I looked at that, is that when you filled up Orlando, you went to Taboo afterwards, and there was that iconic photo of you guys like embracing. So for us, it was like, okay, it means things are civil. Things are not fine, they're civil. And then when the thread happened, that AKA was like, hey, I'll jump on board, see people, I'll help you out, whatever he calls you. And
how do you help someone by saying, give me $1 million rand?
Ooh.
After saying, I'm selling my cars, I'm broke. Is that help? It's not help. So here's my thing, right?
Yeah.
I didn't like speaking about AKA because it got boring for me. That everything that I do, I had to talk about him. It's like, can I just, work on myself? And, it got boring. But at that point, it was just big, and I was like, okay, I have to respond, right? And I have to think about my response. Like, what am I gonna say, right? Number one, I'm not into acting like we're cool for the sake of making money, or, you know what I'm saying? If we wanna make money, let's make money.
Let's meet in a boardroom because you're a businessman, I'm a businessman.
Okay. Let's make money together. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's not act. So I wasn't gonna do that. So I was like, actually, it's fine. If you really wanna help, buy a ticket. If, you know what I'm saying? Because the help that we need was people, buying tickets, because that's what we were struggling with. And he never bought a ticket.
It's like, I remember, I think it was Tom Cruise, America was going through a slump with the movies, and the people wanting to, like, I want to join the movies because I want to help it out. They're going through a slump. And he was like, if you want to help out the American film industry, be the audience. So basically...
And people never understand that.
Be an audience. Be there. Buy the product. Buy everything that we're doing. If you support us, then do that.
Here's my thing. There were 68,000 people in the stadium. We're speaking about the guy who wasn't there. So who's the champion? The legends are the people who are in the stadium, who came to support this amazing, you understand?
And it was raining.
And we keep talking about...
Do you know what I saw when I realized, okay, this is serious? It was raining, and I looked around, and there were girls in weaves, and they didn't care. Because us and our weaves, we'll be like this.
But
this is us.
The other thing is, did they pay for the weave?
Yes, they paid for the weave.
Because if you didn't pay for something, sometimes it doesn't hurt if it gets...
Are you trying to say that we don't buy our own hair? Is this what you're about here? Because actually, I'll tell you, this girl, she must have had... Listen to this voice
What
note.
type of weave was it?
From plastic to the real stuff. You have got fans across the economic scale, Cassper.
I'm joking.
Wait, listen to this voice note, one of my favorites.
Hi, Anele. Hi, Cassper. Oh, my goodness. My husband drove me all the way from Pietermaritzburg to the show. Thank you so much, hubby. Oh, my gosh. It was so amazing. Moment after moment, you just blew us away. The outfit changes, the production on the stage. I mean, I've watched Rihanna. I've watched Chris Brown. I've watched Nicki Minaj in SA. You killed it.
Thank you. Wow. Wow, thank you.
Okay, come on. Let's give him a round of applause. Stop being jealous. Stop being jealous.
Shout out to Habi.
Shout out to Habi, ne?
Yeah, yo, man, the whole time, I was really, really stressed about the show. Yeah. Because I was like, this is the last one in Joburg. There's so many people. I had to close it right. I had to make sure that, it's done right. So I was so stressed about the show. I was in the gym because I knew that one part of the show I have to be in this traditional, wear, and it was hectic. Yeah. So people reacting like that to the pieces that I loved of the show was really, really amazing. Like, I was really, really hearing that, not that, for me, being compared to Americans doesn't mean as much as it used to,
True,
but
right?
The truth of the matter is they have the numbers and they may be like the standard that people compare us to. But for me, I used to get excited when they say, hey, you compared to Rihanna. But right now, it's just, for me, it doesn't mean much. But like the fact that we have the second highest attended show in that stadium as a South Africa means the world to me.
Okay, so speaking of those numbers, we're going to get to them after the break. Were you one of the thousands who braved the rain, the long queues to see Cassper Nyovest on Saturday? Send us your WhatsApp voice notes of the highlights of the night. We'll be right back after this.
This is history. It'll never, ever happen again. Thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate it.
Listen, be careful what you wish for, because it may just come true. Welcome back to Real Talk. We have the kid from Maftown who, despite many odds, had unshakable faith in himself and dared to dream. His talent has seen him achieve what many thought was impossible, and he has, without a doubt, set a new standard of excellence in entertainment for South Africans, for the world as a whole. Cassper Nyovest is on the couch again.
Thank you.
Dude.
Yeah, every time I see that, it's surreal. It's just unbelievable.
Do you ask the crowd to put up their phones?
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, and then you switch off the lights, ne?
Yeah.
So, and everyone knows that that's what must happen, because that photo where you took and you're standing, and then like everything.
Yeah, I did that there. But I didn't do it for the picture.
Who took that photo?
That was Jabu Nkosi. He's
that
my
guy needs a raise.
Yeah, he's here.
Is he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's the smallest guy, but with the biggest voice in the room. Yeah, he started working with us this year, and he's taken some iconic pictures. He took also the photo shoot where I was in the jungle.
Okay.
Yeah. It
was that jungle your backyard? Because we've seen how big your house is.
Nah, not yet. So he took that picture, and he was not supposed to take that picture. So as soon as the song got on, he saw the crowd and he ran up. Like he was up in a cage for him to take that picture. And then he snapped it, and I saw it after the show. I said, this picture has to go up right now. And he's been like on American blogs right now for this picture. They're calling it the most iconic picture in African entertainment history. It's crazy.
Outside of like Michael Jackson standing still in the flyer going up, I'd say...
African.
No, let's go international. And you said you don't care about international. Let's also go there. Let's also go there. Speaking of your house, I was watching your Instagram feed after the show, because I'm very much an aftermath emotions person, because that's where the pure reflection and the growth happens. You don't grow on stage. For me, I believe you grow afterwards. And I was wanting to see, like, what are you feeling? What are you eating? What are you doing? And you were having a party at your house. And what I enjoyed so much is that those were just your friends. It wasn't celebrities. It wasn't journalists. It was your family and it was your friends. Yeah.
It was like my old, like people I grew up with. This kid called Putlako. He's actually here with me. We went to primary school together. Kapoor was there. You can't call people gardeners anymor. You have
your
to
guy
say,
that does your
landscape artist.
Your landscape artist.
Yeah, so he was there as well. Innocent, he's so famous right now. So, and then the guys who were working on the sound with us and giving out flyers were there, and we had a braai at my house. It was dope. Funny thing is, we didn't have that much women though. So they were like, you filled up FNB Stadium, but you can't fill up your pool with women. So it was the poppest thing. But it was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. I don't think you struggled too much. Oh, speaking of women, there's one really important woman in your life.
My mom.
Your mother.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, what stood out in Fill Up the Dome is when she was praying and she was walking around and she was like, and she was praying. I literally got goosebumps. And every time I watch that DVD, like, it's my favorite part. So I wanted to know if she did it at FNB Stadium. Did she walk around? Did she do that?
Yeah, she
In
came.
fact, don't worry, you don't have to tell me. I can ask her myself. Mrs. Nyovest, please come on here.
Oh, man. What's going on? Hi.
Mama, I made it.
Wow. Oh, man.
She drove all the way from Potchefstroom.
So my mom keeps secrets now.
Yes. Well.
Ah, man, thank
Including
you.
how not to
I've
age.
never been on TV with my mom.
Really?
Isn't she stylish?
Look at it.
Yeah,
Look,
this is where I get my style.
Dude.
Yeah.
She walked into my dressing room and I was wearing this track and I'm like, maybe I should change it. You two all wants to take over my show style.
She's mad stylish.
I hear that we had the brass band, not only brass band, for the stadium, and you were walking around the stadium with your church band singing.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. To talk us through that, like, why is it so important for you to walk to every inch of where your son is going to be?
I think that's how we started. I struggled together with him, depending on prayer more than anything. Things will be tough. And that's how we grew up, actually. Papa urukhuliste thapelo, and to depend on God, even if things are impossible.
Yeah. So when I Cassper, like your mom says, to depend on God even when things are impossible.
Yeah.
Surely as a child, there are times when, you know, what I know about God is always in one place. You are the one who ventures away.
Yeah.
But you also come back.
Yeah.
Did you ever find yourself drifting away from God because your dream was not happening?
Nah. I've never drifted away from God, but I think as human beings, we kind of forget ourselves in success. Like when things are good, you know, you kind of drift away from God just because you're in the happening of things, you know what I'm saying? So I've been reminded by my mom and by a lot of situations just to go back to God, you know? And I find myself praying more when I'm doing well now than when I'm, you know, in stress. I don't know what to say, but thank you so much for this moment, you know? And you know what I'm thinking in my mind?
Yeah.
It's so dope that my mom speaks so well.
Yeah.
You know?
She's a showbiz, nice.
Yeah, yes.
Where do you think you got it from? Where do you think we came to?
Yeah, she speaks so well, and I've always wanted people to hear like how my mom speaks and how she makes sense.
And how beautiful she is.
And how beautiful and stylish.
And how shy am I?
Yes,
Are you shy?
Yes, he's also shy.
I am shy.
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, now you're here and the entire country is watching. It's fine. Mama, when last did you give him a take 5? Just there.
No, he's the only one actually who didn't get enough of.
Ne?
The late brother did, but with him, Refiloe khale ithatha. So he'd say to me, wait, let me sleep in a certain position before you come here. So do it here. Don't do it anywhere, you know. So, and he would reason with you before you can actually give him a hiding. So normally the anger will be gone.
Because now, even now you're listening
with him.
Okay, you know, he makes a good point.
Yeah.
For real, I didn't know. I used to get hidings all the time. Yeah, my mom grew up we grew up with a strict mom. And she became so calm as time went, you know, because it's so weird because when I was 16 and I decided to take this journey, I had to sit across, you know, someone I was very afraid of and say, you know, I'm taking a different journey. But I think God, you know, intervened, made them understand. And because my mom used to beat us for anything.
The Holy Spirit did, because I thought I'll be having a medical doctor. Refiloe is an intelligent child, or an accountant. But when he was in grade, 9, 11?
8.
His grades just started to drop. And unale chomi bare Potlako.
Yeah.
Potlako made a joke to say, hey, Refiloe, you were one of the intelligent ones sitting in the front row. But after June, the second term, Refiloe got 3 out of 100. Instead of 100 or 90% as it was. Then, and the teacher said, now, Refiloe, what happened to you now? No, you must now go sit at the back. So he just started, and then I gave in.
Yeah, I think that's when I was, you know, really thinking about taking this as a career. And that's all I thought about, you know. And I was an intelligent kid. I was actually an A student at one point. So our grades, what my mom's trying to explain is that we were put in the class according to our grades.
So if you're the smartest, you golden circle?
Yeah, golden circle. So I was like top 3 in the beginning, and then went all the way to like the last row. And
extra strong.
Yeah. That's how I ended up there. But my mom used to be, I wanted to tell the story where every time my mom used to drive in the yard, you had a checklist.
Did I defrost the chicken? Did I close the curtains? Did I wash
flush the toilet?
Yeah.
One time I got beaten up for flushing the toilet, but they also taught. I just be telling my stories. He's telling my stories, even me. But that, you know, it taught us like discipline, responsibility. I'm one of the most responsible.
Attention to detail.
Attention to detail. Yeah. So I'm one of the most responsible ones in my squad because of this woman here. And I'm also a dreamer because of this woman. She taught me to really go for your dreams.
Okay, so listen, thank you so much for coming all the way from Potchefstroom. Cassper, you chase those dreams, eh?
Thank you.
Next one, Philip Moses Mabida, ne?
Yeah. Moses Mabida next year.
Okay, Durban.
And then in 5 years, we fill up someone's daughter.
No.
5 years.
No, next time he must fill up his own church now.
Yeah. I'm just stuck on him wanting to fill up someone's daughter.
I said 5 years. I need kids in 5 years, no?
Hi, Alpha. Okay, listen, from one Maftown legend to another one on the other side of this, trust me, you're going to be absolutely impressed. Come back. Mara, what are these things that
Africa is on fire.
Ghana for Maya ready. You know what time it is. Where you Khuli Chana? Pretty big palm baby.
Welcome back to Real Talk. Today, I'm a proud supporter and friend of Motswako, I have to confess. Way before Cassper Nyovest came to Josie Hustle to pursue his destiny, came the original trailblazers who introduced the Maftown sound and swag to the airwaves. The likes of Double HP and a group of guys who call themselves Murafe gained popularity, and from that group was Kulane Morule, better known as Khuli Chana. He's made history over and above the music. He has channeled his creativity since his near-fatal tragedy of being shot at 9 times by police in October 2013 into something quite extraordinary. In 2016, after a difficult few years, he released his documentary, Picking Up the Pieces. It was also in 2016 when he joined a league of extraordinary gentlemen like visionary Andy Warhol, who have a signature edition bottle of an esteemed vodka dedicated to him as a symbol of his iconic triumphs and trailblazing stardom. And there's more, but he'll tell us about it. We are excited on Real Talk to welcome back second-time offender. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Khuli Chana. Yo!
What an intro!
Yo!
I love it.
You know, I look at your work now and I'm like, is this guy trying to be Martin Scorsese? What is going on?
Yeah, you know, it's like a whole new world for me. It's a whole new game. It's uncomfortable at times.
Yeah?
Yeah, because, you know, I kind of got used to get on stage.
Yeah.
Do
your thing.
Do my thing.
Be loved immediately.
Done.
And because it's almost like with artists, your focus groups is immediate, because on stage you see how people are reacting.
Exactly.
Now it's different.
Now it's different. Now.
And also there's room for you to go and change and tweak things.
Dude, but you know, I mean, this time around, it feels like I'm slowly growing into like a movie star. For real, and it's starting to feel like maybe this is the direction. Because I mean, I remember, you know, after my 3rd album, I started feeling like, geez, you know, I've been making music for so long, and I feel like I've hit the ceiling, and I want to reinvent myself again. And this has been like such an amazing journey for me, like working alongside with guys like Sunu Gonera, making films in Ghana.
I know, I watch your social media feed and I'm like, what's he doing there?
Yeah.
When is he gonna get back and make some music? Like, okay, so would you say that, because remember when you were here the last time, I was speaking about your documentary, Pick Up the Pieces, and I was just blown away at how well it was produced. You know, the emotional roller coaster that you took. I mean, we knew the story, we read the papers, you know, but to actually watch it and have pieces of your life, you know, angled in a certain way, I was like, these guys are creative. And then you said, it's my woman, you know, it's all her. Do you think that the bug bit you guys then?
Yes. And everything just kind of started leading us into this film, you know, this world of film and television and telling stories and So, and I love it. You know, it's just like when I'm in that space, it's amazing how natural everything comes to me.
So I know that, because I read this somewhere about you, you don't like going to award shows, right? Because you say, you know, 3 times out of 5, you win, and the other 2 is just not nice, okay? But now, you're messing with the cans.
Now, Fetu, Now I'm at now another awkward moment, and you know, God can be weird like that. You know, I'm in a room full of like creatives, you know, amazing, extraordinary minds, and then they call my name up on stage for one source, and that's the night we scooped a gold can.
Please explain to the people what a gold can is, because I don't think that, like, it's in advertising, it is an Oscar.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. I think you said it. You took the words right out of my mouth. But I'll tell you, then the following day, right? Let me tell you a story. Then the following day, for me, this was the highlight. Following day, you know, I'm taking it all in. I'm in south of France. Everybody's bigging me up. And these are people I don't know. You know, I've seen their work. It's amazing. And then I run into Wyclef of the Fugees. And then he sees me, then he goes, Africa no longer riding shotgun. That's a line from one source, yes. And then he laughs. He's like, okay, you didn't know I know your ish. And then he, you know, and then he starts calling everybody, and then he tells everybody, this is the dude I was telling you about, this is the video. And then, and then another lady comes who managed J. Cole's career, and she told me about how they've been using it as a case study.
Oh, wow.
And then next thing you know, there's like 10 people around us. And then he starts telling me how important that one source video and how it resonates with him and him coming from Haiti and da-da-da. And then, you know, at that point, I'm just like in awe of this guy. And then we just hit it off. And then he told me stories about working on the Score album. And then
one of the most iconic hip-hop albums ever.
Joined the entourage, went to go check out his talk.
Yeah.
And then he got on stage, he performed.
Yeah.
And then you called me up on stage to come, spit like what we call a nice 16 bar from yours truly, Motswakoriginator on the classic
What do they
Radio
put in
Night.
the water in Maftown? Can we just go there and bottle it up and sell it to the rest of the country?
Dude, it was so surreal. But it also taught me to never limit God. Yes.
How quickly do you convert energies like that into ideas or a feeling like that? Because, you know, I was reading somewhere, and Coldplay, Chris Martin, he says that he writes his best songs when he comes off stage, because he's still on the buzz and the high and the crowd, and you've got a natural rhythm about you. So that's when he converts. For you, when do you convert?
Okay, I'll tell you, like, let's put it in context of, with one source, right? The visuals came first, and then I wrote to the visuals. So sometimes you have to trust in the process. So we went to Ghana, spent 8 days there. I didn't have a song. All I had was a beat. That's all I had. And then, hook, that's all I had. But I didn't have a song, so and I don't know if you realize, there's no, at any point where I'm lip syncing. Yeah. And I had to just trust in the process, and I'm watching Belungu going, hey, this guy doesn't even have a song. Are we gonna be all right? Came back to SA, wrote the song, and I think probably, I would say, definitely my top 3 of like Khuli Chana joints.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And because I mean, you like, people are like stressed, like, we're out here in Ghana for 8 days, we don't have a song, okay?
Yeah.
All we have is a beat and patgos. Okay. Who was, outside of you, being most relieved when that came? Because you're right, it's easily one of your best work. Who else was it nice to watch the relief in their faces when they heard and they were like, okay, we're still out here?
I would say the whole native VML team. I think I enjoyed that moment the most, when everybody was like, ooh, yeah, Baba. You know what I mean? Yeah, and KG, you know, who I've been working with since I was like, what, 12 years old?
Wow.
And he was the guy, you know, who's always by my side going, relax. We're gonna be all right. Relax. We watched the video, and then we told that story. Yeah.
Khuli's passion project has had him traveling across Africa, the source of humanity and creativity, to connect with like-minded artists. After the break, we'll talk about a movement that is synonymous with Mafeking and the superstars who were born there. Come back to us. From its humble beginnings 8 years ago with an audience of just 900 people to being Africa's second largest annual hip-hop festival, Maftown Heights has become a must-attend annual fest of Motswako royalty all on one stage. Khuli and I are now joined by founder of Maftown Heights, the godfather, Refiloe Ramogase. It was his and Khuli's brainchild back in 2010. The rest of us are busy watching soccer. These people are strategizing, visualizing. And for the first time, Maftown Heights is going home to Mafikeng. We welcome Refiloe. Guys, after 7 years, back to Mafikeng, okay. You can't both say it was both our idea. Whose idea was it, Refiloe?
To go home?
Yes.
You know what, it's been Khuli's been championing the idea. I mean, ultimately, I have to give it to him, and he's been quite the champion making it happen.
Yeah.
Big thank you to Mahika Mahikeng, who has made it possible to move something of this size and technique. It's a big machine.
Yeah.
And they've been patient with us, and we're really excited about going home with it. We're 80% sold out. It's super exciting. It looks like we're going to be sold out by Friday morning.
Of course you're going to be. And it's on Friday night, no?
Yeah.
That's the 8th of December.
That's right.
So when and it's always like very, like you have to be strategic when you are Khuli Chana and you're this big brand and you do something like that because you have to put artists on the same stage, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be careful of your road runner or your manager can't just be the one to call them and be like, hey, can they perform? Is there like a hierarchy when it comes to you guys in hip-hop where you must call AKA person and be like, Mfana, I want you on my stage again? Like, you know, like an invite you in grade 2. Hi, Khuli, please come to my party. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's pretty much how we ran it for a while. In the beginning, it was like, I'll be the guy calling, you know, all the artists and just like negotiate here, you know? And then Refiloe operations, and he makes the dream come alive.
Refiloe, aren't you at Sony?
Yes, I am at Sony.
You're quite high up at Sony, right?
Yeah.
I'm just telling the kids in case they got a mixtape or something. You know, you got a dream, you want to be the next Khuli Chana. That's the guy to speak to. Doesn't this hinder with your work at Sony?
No,
it only adds to it.
It was declared up front. I mean, it was a condition of my coming on board. As Khuli says, it's a brainchild of ours. We've been building this vision since 2010. So you take me, you got to take the baby.
And speaking of AKA, did he call you to be like, Mfana, I've put you in my song? You know, that line, we're going to do numbers like Khuli Chana and Absolute.
What it look like.
What it look like. Every time we roll up, it's a good time.
The Maftown Heights was actually, I would say, inspired by my collaborations with AKA. So I felt that, like, if we could create a platform to celebrate Motswako, Mafikeng artists, and also bridge that gap and have these guys collaborating, because at that point, I was the only guy.
Yes.
And at some point, some people look at it like, you're a sellout, why are you doing songs with Joburg guys? And I'm like, no, come on, collaborations is what's gonna make us better, you know? So it was for that reason. Yeah.
So I'm looking at this lineup: Khuli Chana, Dukes, JR, Murafe, WHP, Nochi, MDB, Shakana, Aries, Bongo Muffin, Questa, Ricky Rick, Dalez, AKA, OK Malum, Cool Cat, Empty, Nadia Nakai, Shane Eagle, DJs Major League, Distraction Boys, Black Motion, Mas Cosmo, DJ Coco, Zandy. Are they all getting absolute hampers?
I don't think so. Just sing the song, wrap it up. We'll see you next year.
You're such a businessman.
It's a lot.
They can come drink from my bottle. Okay, so moving forward, like, where do we want to take, you know, Maftown Heights? You know, what's the vision for it? If we started at 900 and now we're sitting at thousands of people, and you know that if 80% have bought tickets and they're going to drive there, it means you could basically put people on a train and do whatever you want to do with it. Refiloe, what's the vision?
Look, I mean, ultimately, the vision was always about creating a platform, as Khuli says, that was going to be almost like a home for, as the name suggests, Motswako is a mixture. So it was always about a platform that was going to showcase this mixture, which was born out of a humble town called Mahikeng in the Northwest. So for us, it's quite a full circle to come home. We feel that going forward, there'll always be an edition that is based at home. But also, we still feel that one of the big things that we were always about was exporting this sound, not only bringing people home, but taking this sound to the world. So for us, we still are quite passionate about telling the story of Motswako and South African music elsewhere. I mean, the sky is the limit. You know, for us, we'd love to be able to see us do an edition of a Motswako or Maftown Heights in Lagos or wherever
Ghana.
else.
I see you guys.
I mean?
Wait, didn't you come up with this concept in Ghana?
No, it was inspired by, I went to a Ghanaian Independence Day party in Moloko.
Yes.
And I'm like, if these guys could just party it out together. And I mean, Maftowners, a lot of Maftowners in Joburg. And I felt like, we could do the same.
Yeah. And I mean, if we throw it here, it's something like, it's like we throw Cosa Nostra, right?
Exactly. Cosa Nostra, exactly. Shout out to...
I remember it was called, I think it was going to be called Motswako Explosion or whatever. And then one day, I think it was Mahlatsi who was like, that line, to the Maftown Heights, see, as soon as you reach it, we'll tell you what it sounds like. We on BBM, not even WhatsApp.
Oh, wow. Okay, it was in 2010. No. Ping. Ping.
And that was the name, and it stuck. And it's from Twakstickum, actually. There's a line, off to the Maftown Heights. See, as soon as you reach it, you'll tell me what it sounds like. And that's the name that stuck, and it's been Maftown Heights ever since.
Jeepers. Khuli Chana and Refiloe Ramogase are back with me talking music, Motswako business, and their friendship. Send through your voice notes and tell us who you're looking forward to seeing on the Maftown Heights stage this coming Friday. Stay tuned to Real Talk.
Pisa le khowa ka speed le shigelane sa ke na black story when they na beat come around like freeze hope the donkey flow digging the seat beat on the beat like Dotty Funk go free pull up your so easy get who I told I got a big enough.
This is where we learned this move. We were here, We were here. The Maftown Heights concert will showcase the best hip-hop talents that South Africa and Africa has to offer. We're hanging out today with the founders of Maftown Heights. It's happening this coming Friday, the 8th of December. Khuli Chana and Refiloe Mokhasi. Guys, not Mokhasi, isn't it Ramogase?
Ramogase.
Yeah, this thing is lying to me. I know a lie. I can spot a lie from a mile away. So listen, what is the state of South African hip-hop?
Sure.
You first.
Look, I thought about this because I knew you were going to ask it. Like, I remember, and Khuli, I'm going to remind you, was it like the Mahuta bashes back in the day where there used to be this stage, right? That'd be like out there where no one goes to. Then be like 3 mics, and then we'd have to fight. Forget stage managers, forget any of this. And then we'd do our thing, and then there'd be somebody who'd be like, Mara, guys, this Yo My Man thing of yours is going nowhere. Right? This is 2008, 2007, 2008. That's kind of what South African hip-hop was. I remember us having to beat the pavement, I think when Fresh Air came out, right? Yeah. Where we were out there trying our best to just get it on radio. Did we think that at that point in time somebody would be winning gold cans, somebody would be filling up and having the 2nd largest attendance at the 5th largest stadium in the world, that people like Keenan Forbes would be starting digital agencies? Not in our wildest dreams could we have imagined that. So to answer your question, hip-hop, South African hip-hop is in a great place. Not only is it in a great place musically, because I think some of the hip-hop that's coming out of South Africa is better than anywhere else in the world.
I was saying, I don't have a reason to listen to international hip-hop. I'm fine here. Right.
Besides that, and props to everybody in their own way, we've monetized the entire lifestyle. So there's guys with clothing brands, there's guys who've got brand deals, there's guys who are filling up stadiums, you've got guys who've got production companies that they're starting, you've got people like Verb. We forget that Verb ultimately is still one of the OGs of this hip-hop thing.
Executive producer,
and look at where he's taking this thing
on
to.
board.
And still one of the best out.
Exactly.
Lyricist of all time.
A complete beast. You know, so for us, that's what we've done. You know, like when Biggie says, I never knew that hip-hop could take it this far, that's pretty much what South African hip-hop's about.
But
right
I suppose it's a good thing you're beating the pavement, because the very nature of hip hop is the struggle and the come up, and us watching the lyrics grow from like, you know, I was here, now I'm here, and now I'm there, and I'm doing this, and it's nice that it can be authentically your story, because we didn't walk down the streets of Brooklyn, that's not us, but the fact that you have the stories of Maftown Heights, you know, having 900 people to now thousands and thousands of people and the stadiums being filled out, that is the nature of hip hop. It's like a inspirational celebratory vibe, am I right?
Yeah. We own it, it's our narrative. It wasn't a narrative that was imposed on us. You know, we dared to dream, and that's really what it's been about.
We had Cassper on the Maftown Heights stage in
Maftown Heights 1.
Yeah.
By the way, Refiloe, Cassper.
Yeah.
I remember just before the show opened, him coming, hey, Rotman, can I perform? So for me, you've got to understand, every time he does one of these fill-ups, it's actually really an emotional thing. I mean, we're chilling for a long time, just, you know, this is that guy. You know, like, he's proof positive in the power of intentional kind of, you know, of intent, exactly that, you know. He's proof positive of that. And you know what, in all fairness, I have to give it up to somebody like a Khuli. I have to give it up to a Keenan. I have to give it up to a KO. I have to give it up to all of these guys, because again, like I say to you, where we were in 2008, there were no cars. Maftown Heights, we didn't have 10 cents to rub together. That hip-hop community came together. We were like, guys, there's this vision we have. We want to do this thing. We don't have the money to pay you. Let's see how it goes at the end of the night, and we're going to pay you guys. So for us to be sitting at a place where we're paying people full fees, and these fees are in the hundreds of thousands of rands now.
Bring your people. Listen, so basically what you're saying is hip-hop is like the Bitcoin of currency.
Damn right.
It's the one to, if you're going to put money down.
The new tender.
Yes, it's the new tender. Okay, so Refiloe, thank you so much for your time. Please continue doing what you're doing, because what I like is, I mean, you've been head of the Summers, you've managed artists from Mokabelo to TKZ. You are always at the grassroots of the movement, and you always have your techies on.
Yeah, that's my signature.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're ready to run. If something needs to be done, you're like, I'll do it myself. And I salute you for that. When I just go get that Oscar, man.
You know.
Go get that Oscar, man. Go get that Oscar, man. Go get that Oscar. So the magnitude of what Maftown Heights is today and the significance of the festival going home in its 8th year is simply not to be missed. Make sure to be a part of history and attend the Maftown Heights Mafikeng edition this Friday, 8th of December. Hashtag Maftown Heights home. Thank you so much to my guests, Khuli Chana, Refiloe, Ramogase, as well as Cassper Nyovest, and of course, Mama Nyovest, Motswakoriginator. For myself and the team, have yourselves a wonderful evening. Tomorrow, in this chair, we'll be in conversation with businessman turned politician, Johannesburg Mayor Herman Mashaba. Hermzy. He's gonna be here. See you tomorrow. Bye.